I was supposed to be rehearsing a Twice cover, and then the Twisty End team told me that no, you need to do this instead. Oh, what about that live stream, guys? But anyway, hi y'all! We're finally getting the room feature in EN. I love this feature on JP, and I'm so glad we're getting it finally, although, admittedly, I'm a little confused. However, considering this is a brand new feature for EN, we have a lot of ground to cover, so I hope you're ready for a longer guide this time around. And as is the case with my guides, I wrote the majority of this in advance, so I have no idea what the English localization has decided to call certain items, so just a heads up. The guest room is a feature where players can decorate their own little space of ramshackle dorm and invite the canon characters to hang out. This is something a lot of gacha games do, like Genshin with the Serenity Pot, which, why they don't call it the Serenity Pot, I don't know. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Anyway, I think OnStars does it too, I think? I don't know, I don't go there. But essentially, it's a decoration minigame. And while that in of itself is fun, there's actually a few reasons why you should care about this feature outside of it being cute. You can actually uncap cards using certain features in the guest room, and also during events, some missions involve the guest room. In order to decorate your guest room, you'll need furniture. Furniture can be built with materials earned either from guest room battles, received as rewards for milestones and missions, or you can buy them from the shop with room medals, which you earn those over time. They just regenerate at a fixed rate. There's nothing special you have to do for those. Anyway, for battles, there will be several locations across campus that have different materials. Different characters will be stationed there, and you must use a card of those characters in battle. Friend support is available, so if you don't have built cards of a certain character, you're not entirely on your own. While there's a fixed pool of possible drops, you aren't guaranteed one of everything. It's like Culinary Crucible, where what you get is random and you might not get what you need. You get 5 battles a day free, but you can increase these with items. It's the same mechanic as exam battles, but they use sun shards instead of moon shards. There's loads of furniture for players to make, and that number only grows with events and room rank, which we'll talk about later. There's 5 types of furniture: stylish, basic, elegant, pop, which I think will be localized to cute, and unique. All furniture falls under these categories. And then there's, I'm not sure what exactly I should call it, a collection, I guess. But there's also 8 collections of furniture that, although they still fall under those 5 types, they're themed around the other dorms. So like there's a Heart's Lobule collection, a Savannah Claw one, etc. If you want to make your guest room a mini Ignihide dorm, you can absolutely do that. While you can buy some furniture pre-made, there's loads of instructions for players, and these are like the DIY recipes from Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you have the materials and the instructions, you can make furniture. There's paper, glass, metal, basic stuff like that, but there's 2 very important types of materials: paint and jewels. Paint doesn't change the color of items, but rather it's used to make furniture of that type. So, to make elegant furniture, you need elegant paint. For furniture under the dorm collection category I mentioned a moment ago, yes, you need paint for those still, but you'll also need jewels. There's 7 types of jewels, each corresponding to a dorm. So you'll need Heart's Lobule jewels for Heart's Lobule furniture, yeah. There's 3 rarities of these jewels: R, SR, and SSR. These can honestly be a little hard to get, so don't expect to be making dorm furniture right out of the gate. It's gonna take some time. Also, before you do battles, make sure you're getting the right kind of jewel, because the Heart's Lobule and Scarabia jewels look identical and it always trips me up. And my final pro tip, use the wishlist feature. There's a little wishlist tab on the battles page, so when you go to battles, if something is on your wishlist, you can easily check what you need before going into battles, otherwise you have to exit the battle screen and then go back into instructions. Anyway, the wishlist feature makes things a lot easier, so be sure to use it. A fun thing is that events actually bring limited time furniture. A not so fun thing is that what you need changes every goddamn time and nothing is the same. The biggest takeaway from event furniture is that every event is completely different, so it's like 100% vital to double check what exactly is going on. Like normal furniture, you'll need to do battles to get materials. This is where the fun comes in. I'm being sarcastic, I hate this actually. You'll always need event paint, but the other materials will vary. Sometimes events will have it where the event furniture can only be built with the event metal, event glass, etc. But other times you only need the event paint and normal materials. I absolutely hate how varied this is, so make sure to check out what exactly you need before doing battles. Event furniture can be built after the event concludes, generally. But like, you can't get any new event materials after the event is over and they don't roll over to each other, so yeah, if you're missing something, you're missing something. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything. Also, some of the instructions for this event furniture are limited time and can only be made in a small window, but others are permanent. It depends. Like, the Fairy Gala If furniture instructions were temporary, but the Soomstead Wonderland ones are permanent. There's just a lot of variance. Once you get a piece of event furniture, it's yours forever, but the instructions are usually not permanent. But again, make sure to double check. And also, make sure to make things before the instructions disappear, if that is the case. And also, while we're here, just as a heads up, sometimes event furniture releases gradually as you make progress in the story. So if you're confused as to why other people have instructions you don't, it's probably because you haven't gotten to a certain part of the event story yet. Certain cards also come with furniture. Certain event cards will come with a mannequin furniture thingy, so you can have that costume displayed. The club SSRs actually come with furniture in lieu of personal stories, and there's also furniture available for purchase in the shop. And although we still have a while until we get it, once we hit the Bloom Birthday Collection, that also has furniture that can be bought in the shop. It's just one piece though, it's not anything big. So now that we've talked about furniture, let's move on to other aspects of the room. So there's an aspect to the guest room called Room Rank. Basically, you can level up your guest room and unlock more furniture and more space in your room. To do this, complete certain missions. You'll level up, but you'll also get rewards like materials and jewels and stuff. Don't ignore Room Rank. Take it from someone who did. Don't ignore it. Don't do that. You're gonna have a bad time. So while characters will just randomly pop in and some are just automatically in your guest room when you log in, you can invite characters over. This will increase your friendship levels with that card. These are done per card and not per character. So like, I have Birthday Boy Malleus at level 10, but my Glorious Masquerade Malleus is level 6. It's like that. When you raise the friendship level of cards, you're actually working towards uncapping their power levels, which is hella exciting! It does only uncap one level at a time though, so using perfumes is probably faster, but whatever, it's not as cute. You earn friendship points by inviting them over, but you can also speed it up a little with giving gifts. Sometimes the guest room will get dirty, and as you clean it up, sometimes you'll find stickers and personal gifty items. Give stickers to increase friendship levels a little faster, and giving those character-specific items really raises it. Stickers are universal, but the gifts aren't, so like, Epples is apple juice. You can find just a bottle of apple juice in your room. You can only give it to him though, and you can't give it to anyone else, so just remember that. I think that basically covers it. There was one special thing I did not cover, but it's not important or changes anything to the gameplay. I think everyone deserves the shock and hilarity of discovering it for themselves, so I'll keep the secret, and if you know what I'm talking about, don't say it in the comments. That's actually gonna make me really mad. I am really shocked that we're getting this before Chapter 6, and honestly, I feel really bad for the poor programmers who, now they just don't have to switch out the text, but they have to switch out entire backgrounds, otherwise it's Chapter 6 spoilers. But I'm also excited because I do love this feature, and I'm ready to commit interior design crimes in English now. But yeah, I hope you guys have fun with this update, and I'll see y'all later. And I need to go finish rehearsing that Twice cover before my mom gets home. Bye guys!